My name is Jordan, also known as Scraps, and today I want to teach you 8 stabs. Now, recently I've been taking kind of a break from basically everything, and so I wanted to teach you guys something very new and very different. PX7's FM synth allows me to dive into my sounds a lot more deeper than Thor or Maelstrom. So I want to teach you this 8 stab synth. It's quite different. It sounds like an M machine synth along with some of the distortion and peak removal. But this synth will also show you how to create very different sounds. So take a listen to the demo, and I guess I'll show you how to make it. All right. Oh, gotta take off solo. My bad. Alright, so one of the things you can do is you can have a combinator if you wish, but I'm going to create a blank instance of FM7. So one of the things we're going to mess with is the transpose. We're going to transpose this by 1 octave, so -12. We're going to set the brightness. The brightness is also very picky on this, so 27 for the brightness. Hold shift if you can't get those finite numbers. -17, or actually -12 for the attack. For the touch, take that to -50. And for the decay, we want to boost that a bit, so +14. The algorithm, we're going to choose number 18. So drag it all the way to 18 if you wish, or you can click that. So for my first, I always like to start at 6. I never like to start at 1. That's just the way I think. So I'm going to take this down to 0.5. I'm going to make sure that all of my EG rates are down, and that looks good. Oh, I'm going to flip the OP6 all the way to 99. I'm going to take the rate all the way to 7, and I'm going to boost the level to about 90. Next, for our 5th element, we're going to change the chorus to 4. We're going to set the, 4th all the way up, the OP5 all the way up, or the 4th slider in the EG level. We're then going to take the level just up. So 82 for there. Next, on 4, we're going to leave it at 1. And we're going to also mess with our envelope rate. So I'm going to bring this up to 41, or actually half that, so about 20, which is +40 is 60, so 61. Next, we want to leave that at 99, and the other one, we'll take that all the way to 18. And finally, for our last rate 4, we're going to take that to about 38. And make sure our levels for this are halfway. Kind of descending like a staircase kind of way. I'm going to take this down a little bit more. There we go. So as long as I have this looking the right way, it'll still sound like the right way. So then I'm going to change the OP4 level out to 85. And for our 3rd synth, I'm going to take this to 0.5. I'm going to leave my first EG rate at 99. And I'm going to change this so that way, oh, I'm on 3. Okay, so I'm going to change this to 37. My 3rd one, I'm going to change that to 14. And my 3rd one, I'm going to bring that down pretty heavily, so about 54. Next, I'm going to leave this down, but I want to take these levels a little bit down, like that. I'm going to turn up the rate to, I think it's 2. Yeah. Nope, it's 1. My bad. Anyways, I'm going to turn up the level on 3 to 84. For our second oscillator, I'm going to leave everything as is except for the envelope rates. I'm going to bring each one halfway, so about 40, 45 or 48, somewhere in there. 51 is okay. So let's see. Oh, for the third one, we actually pushed that up to 14. Our last one, we want to take that to probably about 74. And just take down all of our other levels except for the first one. We can take that down a bit. Next, I'm going to turn up my rate to 2. And for the depth and everything, that doesn't need to be changed. So I'm going to boost the level pretty high to 95. And I'm going to see where we are right now. Pretty close. So for our last oscillator, we're going to basically leave everything as is except for rate 3. We're going to set this to 23. And rate 4, I'm going to set this to 40. Next, I'm going to take off level 3 and 4. And I'm going to set it to rate 2. And so far, that's the initialized patch. Okay, so next, what we want to do is give it a little bit more room. So we're going to attach an RV7000. I'm going to bring the dry wet to 21 and my decay all the way to 26. After this, I'm going to create a pulverizer. I'm then going to push up the squash and the dirt. So the squash can be set to 39% and the dirt, let's set that to 31. I'm going to change this to a high pass filter. I'm going to bring my frequency all the way to 95.1 Hertz. So that way we just sweep out a lot of the low end, but none of the mid or high end. If you're going for a much dirtier sound, you can set this to about 64.8. Next, I'm going to turn up the transmitter frequency to about 60%. I want to put on spread. I want to do the rising down saw, or the decay in this case, as the waveform. I'm going to set my rate to 2.21 kilohertz, so that way it resonates and gives it a little bit more dirtiness. For the follower to rate, I'm going to set that to 40%. And I'm going to bring my threshold halfway, so 50. My attack can be 70%, and my release will probably be 25. Nope, 19%. After this, now it's totally optional if you want to use a Scream 4, but I really don't think it needs anything other than this. Now, if it resonates for too long and you don't want that, you can just take the decay. You can take it down to like -23. But if it still resonates and it still bugs you, what you could probably do is that you can probably take down the level of 5, 4, and 3. So that's that. So now for our Scream, if you want to do this, it's totally optional. Set the damage to 21. You want to set it to warp. You want your P1 to be all the way back at 35. And you want your P2 up at 91. Gives it a little bit more dirtiness. Now, if you have a Line 6 bass amp or a soft tube saturation, keep it on low and set the saturation to about 3. So you get more of a harder stab. Next, I'm just going to look for frequencies with the M-class equalizer. And I'm going to sweep through this. Next, so this frequency is at 334, and I'm going to sweep for the next one. Okay, and the frequency of our second one is at 2.130 kilohertz. Next, I'm going to slap on an M-class maximizer, take off limiter, put my release to auto, turn on soft clip, and set the amount to 127. And if you have any more questions for synths and kick drums and everything, I'm getting to that right now. It's just school has been kind of a pain. So I'll check you guys out later for another tutorial, and I'll do the best I can at creating very unique synths that you can't get anywhere else. Peace!